Hey guys, before we get into today's video, I realized that I made a mistake when filming it last night. So the mistake was they actually dropped a patch on me and I didn't see it until I closed down the game last night and then I saw the patch notes. So I like to do these patch notes before we start playing. So let's take a look at them really quick. So the first thing that they did, this is build 21/12/31, so it came out on the 31st, and it says they loaded loaded freight is now highlighted when you unload it. So when you come up to the car to unload it, it'll actually highlight. And of course I don't have anything here to show that, you know, everything's all unloaded already. So they also did to toggle the unload, look at the freight from the side of the car you want to unload and click the unload button. Freight can only be unloaded at the correct platform. If the platform demand and the freight type do not match, the freight unload will not be started. I actually ran into that. I unloaded this train up at the iron ore mine at beams, and I put them all on the planks. Granted, it was like my third or fourth run, and it was pretty late at night and I wasn't paying attention, and good thing I saved. I was just able to reload my save and do it correctly. I caught myself. But now with this patch, I won't be able to actually unload it at the wrong spot. So they also fixed a turntable bug. Engines can now be saved on turntables without being launched on load game. Note, location of old turntables might not be correct anymore. So apparently there was an issue where if you plop down a turntable and park your engine on it and then save it, when you reload it, it would launch your, I'm guessing, launch your locomotive into the air. So they also fixed the turntable speed for low frame rates. I'm not sure what that is. I'm guessing with lower end computers or something like that probably had an issue turning the turntable. And then they just say Happy New Year. So Happy New Year to everyone, and without further ado, let's get on with the rest of the show. Welcome back to the Ramblin' Railroad on RailRoads Online. Today, I made some changes. I've been running this load here up to the iron mine for a few days now, and several trips. And I've made some changes that I'd like to just show you. So I'm going to finish getting some water here. I do have to get water about twice a trip. Get that up there. There we go. Close the lid. Let's take a drive. We're going to do it in this view so you can see a little better. So I was backing up around this loop here, going all the way down back over here where we unload the logs, and then taking this spur, or this part of the Y, on out through the saddle. That was a lot of switching and a lot of wasted time. It wasn't very efficient. So what do we got here now? I've made it kind of a double track coming in. You see there towards the top of your screen. Get going here. We'll get a little close to it. And I actually used a crossover piece for its intended purpose. Usually I use them just for, you know, making really good straight track. But this one I actually needed to cross right here. So we switched this switch here that we just crossed over. We could go this way and head down to the other main line. If we hang left like we just did, we're going to go over this crossover piece. And it hooks up with the line going to the iron mine and to the smelter. So now I can just more or less pull through. And I only have one switch to switch coming and going. And you'll see. So when I come back through, I'll flip this switch as the train goes by. Alright, we just unloaded here at the iron mine, and we got 132 out of 290. And if my math checks out, that's 11 loads up here with this train. So not a whole lot, but let's check our money really quick. We got $6,368. Not quite to the 7,000 mark yet. So I'm still looking at getting a new locomotive. So I'm waiting on some input from you guys. Leave your opinions in the comments below, and I'm going to get down to the smelter. Alright, we're coming into the smelter here, and if you recall from the last video, I actually derailed on this hill right up here because I wasn't paying attention and I didn't brake in time. That and the track was kind of janky, so I've actually kind of nicknamed this hill Derail Hill because that wasn't the last time I derailed. In fact, I derailed on it a few times, enough for me to redo some of this up here, and you'll see it here in just a second. This spot's still kind of a little wonky, but it's doable. So I brought this bridge back a little bit closer and sharpened it up the angle on it, made it a little bit steeper of a turn. And now I don't derail. I haven't derailed since I made this big change. So we're going to see some other changes here to the smelter where I started working, and so what we're going to be doing today is finishing that idea and getting the rest of this track laid in here. So the first thing you'll notice is this switch right here, and this switch is part of a Y that goes to the offload portion of the smelter. And just kind of cuts through there. We'll take a walk over there here in a second and show it a little bit. I'm just going to pull up here and we'll park the train and we'll get to work. So this run I just did, I actually timed it over 4 or 5 trips, and each trip came out to be right about 35 minutes. That's from setting the parking brake at the sawmill, offloading at the iron ore mine, and then setting the brake again to start loading again at the sawmill. 35 minutes round trip, about, and that's an average. And that's with no hiccups or derailments. So, alright, so let's go take a look at what we got over here. Still got these cordwood cars because, again, we still need to bring in some iron ore. And I might just move these off this track and put them over here. So you come off the main line, and we got this new switch here. Yeah, I need to put some support under that. We'll do that here in a little bit. And it just kind of goes this way and kind of follows this curve around for a little bit, climbing. It's not very steep. And then hooks around here to the left and then joins up over there. Pretty simple. So we need to connect the other side though. So let's head on over here to the other side of the smelter. So I'd like to loop this around somehow. And it doesn't have to be super tight. Should probably come out here somewhere. If we hook it off right here, well, let's just try it. And then say if we hook it off right here and go around this way, is that going to be too tight before coming in there? Because I think that one sticks out. Yeah, it sticks out further than this one, so we'll have to come down a little bit. I'm thinking like in this area. Let's try this and see what happens. So I like to start with the groundwork, and we'll get the groundwork situated first. Collect my thoughts. Let's just demolish some rails right in this area. That way, we get our groundwork correct. So this should probably be like 25 maybe? Let's try 25. Once that 25's a little too steep. We are coming in and gonna hit the unloading dock. So let's try 20 and see what happens with 20. Do groundwork, demolish all this. I'm sure we can just run it out, you know, but doing this way, we can measure. We can kind of gauge and repeat. You know, just do the minimum length. So if it ends up being 22.5 degrees, we can, you know, just dial it in and it'd be just perfect. And it's all kind of trial and error. Just do it. And if it works, it works. And if not, you delete it. And you try the, you know, think about it and try it again. So now we're coming in too shallow. So we know that it's between between 20 and 25. So let's try 23. I'm liking this one a little more. I think we're going to keep it. The last one I kind of straightened out a little bit, if you can't tell, for the switch. So we'll put the switch off over here. Oh, there's some jacked up groundwork here. What happens if we delete it? Okay, good. This, I think, is... I don't know. It's gone now, though. from my original track when I came in here. Usually I'll delete something like that and like 30 feet will go away. Okay, so let's harvest some trees here. Get them out of my way so when we're laying track we don't get pushed around, bumped around. And I don't like trees that are too close to my track. So I'll just get rid of them all. Alright, let's put down a switch here. And we want this one. That's why I like straight track right there. It is because it was really easy to just line up. I probably could have left that, but it's better to err on the side of caution. You bring your train over, you're going to derail if something's not perfect. Oh, now it's not going to link. There we go. But I didn't even see that. That means we have to back our switch up a little bit. Not a big deal. See what that looks like. Let's move it forward a little bit more. The way I like to do this, I'm just inching things forward, is I'll just use a crossover piece, because that is just like a known unit of measure. Thought I felt something like janky right there. That's kind of strange. Like the camera had dropped. Oops. And see, that's too much. Oh. I want like half that distance. I don't like doing this because now it may not be straight, right? Of course, it just like deletes itself. We'll see. That's better. I think we're gonna be hosed here. Let's find out. Yeah, that's ugly. I don't like it. Let's back it up a little more. This is good straight track right there. And if we do another one, will that put us in the right spot? Right off the end of these steps right here. There we go. Now our track should be nice and straight. Something got off a little bit, but you know, that's not horrible. Probably this little section right here. It wasn't perfect. There we go. Alright, let's run this way. Okay. I start looking at things and it's like, do I like it? We just do little short pieces and we try to just put it right in the middle of our groundwork. And this should if I'm doing it correctly. This should give us a nice smooth 23-degree curve. I'm just going to inspect it. That's kind of sharp right there. But coming off of these switches, it's always kind of a... can be kind of a pain in the butt to get that curve just perfect. And we flatten out right here. I gotta redo this. This isn't to my liking. You know what? Let's do this section 2. So this one is going to be this way. I'm just kind of really don't want to hit the dock with the train. Kind of just lining up, trying to see about where the track needs to come up to. It's about the 4th. We just plugged something down. Come over here and take a look. Yeah. So the back of it needs to be like right at the 4th one. Can't connect that like it is because it's not straight, and it'll drive me nuts. It's close, but not quite. So we know it's going to come up to about right here, right? So we just need to plop down maybe one of these. Yeah. And then there we go. This side works much better. Afraid if I hooked it up like that, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit jank right there. Let's see how this curve looks. Not too bad. There's a little bit of wobble. You know, like I say, these coming off these tracks like that onto a curve is pretty difficult. And I struggle with that one probably the most out of everything laying track. This one's not horrible. But that's bad. And that's kind of steep right there too. So let's just delete some of this. Alright, let's come off the switch end. Oh. Wavy, wavy, jank. Why is this kicking my butt so hard? I know why, and I'll tell you why here in just a second. after I get these deleted. So you can see, like, our curve is over here, right? And our switch comes off on this side of the groundwork. This is in the middle. So I'm trying to line it up when it's not already lined up. Like, this switch needs to be forward just, you know, like up to here. And I think that would be better. But it is what it is. We'll get it. I just got to keep doing it. And eventually, it's like I said, I think in the very first video, this game is the opposite of the definition of insanity. In this game, the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, is the definition of insanity. With this game, it's doing the same thing over and over and over again and actually getting different results. So that is not bad. A little bit of a jank right there, but it's not bad. And I think I can live with that, especially considering how much of a pain in the butt this is going to be. And, whoo. See if we can make this look a little prettier. I didn't realize that. I put this switch right on those steps. Let's kind of do something like that. Alright, so we got this loop completed now. I think we're pretty much done here at the smelter. I would like to put a shunt yard in here somewhere and a fueling station, more than just this watering tower. In fact, we probably need to get water. Yeah. But I'm gonna get these other cars out of the way in anticipation of bringing in some ore. I'm just gonna put them on this little spur right here. So I'm actually just gonna. I want to try the new loop, but I'm just going to back up. That might be really tricky. But I'll get that done off camera. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to leave it right here for now. Please remember to hit that like button if you enjoyed this content, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, we're still looking at getting a new locomotive. I'd really appreciate all of your advice and input. Thank you to those who have provided that already. I do actually read every single comment, and I may not respond, but I do read them. And so thank you very much for the advice and letting me know certain details, like those iron ore cars hold 10 units of iron ore, so that's helpful in planning. So yeah, thank you and have a great day.